absolutely beautiful broadcast position high above center ice here at the Northlands Coliseum. The Oilers, with their brilliant victory 6-3 and 3-1 in Montreal on Wednesday and Thursday night, have embarrassingly catapulted the highly favored Montreal Canadiens to the very brink of elimination. The Canadiens are on the ice, and when you hear a roar, you look over toward that area just below us, because then you will know that the Oilers, who have taken over this great city of Edmonton, will be coming onto the ice, led by a fellow who has emerged as a great hero in this series so far, a little fellow, Andy Moog. He spells his name M-O-O-G. Now, if you can get Moog out of that, you're entitled to it. But that's what he tells us to call him, Andy Moog. And he will be leading the Oilers out. The rhythmic clapping has begun. And the atmosphere weather-wise in Edmonton is ideal for hockey. It started to snow at 5 o'clock Edmonton time. And before it ends sometime tomorrow afternoon, there will be from 10 to 12 centimeters. And I think that's about 4 inches on the old scale. So the atmosphere is perfect weather-wise inside the Coliseum. You couldn't ask for a more charged atmosphere as the fans, in a great sense of anticipation, those who are rooting for the Oilers, and I would think that that would measure perhaps about 99 and 44, 100% of the crowd of over 17,000 in this place tonight. Here they come. The crowd is standing. Andy Moog, number 35. Then we have Edwards, the backup goalie. Gretzky, Messier, Hicks, Hunter, and we let the crowd take over. You can hear it. They're enthusiastically welcoming this team. This is a team of which they are pride with great justification. Because the Oilers were prohibitive underdogs, no question about it, going into Montreal for those 2 games. Now the crescendo, little Andy Moog has gone into the net. And that brought about the crescendo. Now they settle back. And we're going to have, in a moment or two, the national anthem, which will be sung by Sharon Braun. There's a bit of a carpet down there just by the Canadiens bench. The Canadiens players who are not going to take part in the initial action are filing off just to the left of Sharon Braun. There's a hand for the Oilers, who will not be starting. Sevigny is in goal again tonight for the Montreal Canadiens. We'll give you more on that later, as the national anthem is about to be sung by Sharon Braun.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the 85 is John Leslie Clay and Sharon Braun singing our national anthem.
straight ahead as the Oilers. Now we're going to have the officials. Ron Wicks is the referee. Gordy Brassiker and Bob Hodges are the linesmen, and Joe Deem is the backup referee. And the goalies, Richard Sevigny and Andy Moe. Either Dick or Mickey, one final word?
It's a long climb upstairs. How's that one?
That is final.
Mickey made it all the way, though. He was wondering about three-quarters of the way up. Danny, I don't know. LaFleur at center ice. Look at this combination that Claude Roel is starting with, as maybe Mickey's trying to keep LaFleur away from under, at least right off the bat. See how long this lasts.
And for the Oilers, they have Weir, Hunter, and Lumley. Savard from the Canadian line ahead to LaFleur. Siltanen takes him in there, and it's called for icing. And now there's Lumley, number 20, going after LaFleur. And we're going to have a bit of a mix-up, a very mild one, I hope, after 11 seconds.
No changes in the Oilers lineup. The Canadians have some changes. Pierre LaRouche is not in uniform. Neither is Gaston Gingras. Guy Lapointe and Doug Wickenheiser are also on the sidelines. And playing for the Canadians tonight, Robert Picard and Chris Nyland, who was not in uniform in the second game in Montreal on Thursday.
Well, the Oilers again taking a good chunk of Guy Lafleur down in the corner, and this time the Canadians a little quicker to get in there. Larry Robinson right in there very quickly, and of course we almost had an outbreak the other night at the Forum, Robinson and Messier, and we could see a little bit of chippiness here in this hockey game tonight.
So they're having some discussion here. Lafleur shot it from the Canadian side of the center red line, and apparently the face-off will take part down in the Canadian zone.
Well, the Wonder Kid is out there, drew a great hand as he left the bench. That's center ice against Jarvis.
So the face-off to the right of Savigny. Over on the other side, it's snapped in by LaRiviere. Canadians trying to clear it. It's knocked away from Savard by Curry. And so the face-off this time will come outside the Montreal blue line. A lot of other games tonight. Islanders at Toronto, Calgary at Chicago, Buffalo at Vancouver, Philadelphia, Quebec, St. Louis at Pittsburgh, Boston, Minnesota, Los Angeles at the Rangers. There's an offside. You know, Dick, 4 of the old established teams are facing elimination tonight.
Right.
And Detroit is already up.
Rangers are the only one of the old established types in the playoffs who won a hockey game.
I wonder, does that mean parity? I don't necessarily come to that conclusion. We'll discuss that later. Now up it comes on the left side. Puck is down into the Canadian zone. This game is starting off with a very careful note. Now Savard gets that puck into the center ice area. Nyland winds up with a shot. He was a good dozen feet wide. Corey clearing it back into the center ice area. Robinson over to Savard. He knifed it ahead. Here's Nyland at the line. He was wrapped up by Semenko and LaRiviere. Gretzky is over the line. Hands it off on the other side. They shoot a big save there by Savigny. Savigny came out. That was neat passing. And it was Coffey who had moved up from his defense position who took the shot.
Well, another great example of the Oilers' puck control, a good passing in the Canadian zone, and another example, Dick, of the Oiler defenseman moving very deeply into the Canadian zone. Coffey right in on top of Sevigny. Big save on for Sevigny to start the game out here.
Hagman is at center. Messier and Anderson on the wings. Number 2, Fogelin. He's the captain. Look at him there just to the right of your screen. He's poised. They'll try and draw that puck back to him, and he'll whip that shot. However, the Canadians get the draw. Acton got it from the corner. Langway slides it over to Engblom. He's bumped off the puck. He was forced to clear it down the ice. He was bumped by Messier. Canadians taking over in the corner. Here's Acton ridden in on the boards by Messier. Lowe is upended. They scramble on the boards. Canadians keeping it in. Right in front of the net it comes. And it's cleared wide. Tremblay is upended. There's a penalty coming up. It was a tripping call. And I don't know. There were a lot of players there. I think it was Hagman.
Tonight's Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton. Matty Hagman of the Oilers off for hooking. The time 1:38, first period.
So the first big break of the hockey game favors the Canadians. They snapped that shot right on there. And Moe was very quick with that left leg. Into the corner. Stopped by Robinson at the line over the other side. Now Mondu is chasing it. To the point it goes. Picard takes the shot low along the ice. Canadians with pressure here. Here's Lafleur getting it back, and he's putting it out here. That's something Lafleur's been doing a lot of in this series, passing without looking. We'll get a comment from Mickey on that later. Now Robinson leading the attack. Into the center ice area across the Edmonton line. Robinson shooting it. Here's Mondu trying to center it. The Oilers race after it along the board. They come solidly there. Hunter and Lafleur. Now the Canadians rolling it in from the net. Robinson getting it back to Lafleur. Over it goes to Picard. There's the shot. Lafleur keeping it in. Now it goes to Mondu. Mondu takes a look. Here's Keith's shot at the other side. The shot. The rebound. Mondu missed it. Now Mondu from the corner getting it back to Shutt. Shutt takes a look. Takes the shot. Lets it go. It's off. A stick. And it's in there to move.
42 seconds left in the Hagman penalty. I think a couple of rebounds went the Canadians' way. First to Lafleur, then to Mondu. But they both were really unplayable when they got to the player.
Well, the puck, I think in Lafleur's case, jumped over his stick, but the Canadians with some good puck control. While the Oilers doing a good job of playing the four-man box. You see right there a good example of it. And they're keeping the Canadians to the outside and not letting them get any shots from the inside area on Moog. As a result, nothing really dangerous at this point.
42 seconds. The time remaining in the penalty to Hackman. Ray Jean-Houl is gaining out of the circle. I don't know whether he was talking to Gainey or Silverman. Messier took the face off. Gainey barges in there. It's behind the net. Anderson. Messier coming up. Holding is Anderson. Messier trying to get it over. Look at now there's a penalty coming up against the Montreal Canadiens. And it's going to be Ray Jean-Houl.
This is Hockey Night in Canada from the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton. Houl off for cross-checking at 3:12. Teams playing 5 aside. 26 seconds left in the Edmonton penalty.
And the Canadians breaking out quickly. Lineway. And the aftermath of that, a milling about. And one of the linesmen there, Bob Hodges, almost got lost among the crowd.
Well, you know, it's upsetting to the Canadians when somebody like Doug Jarvis, a very mild-mannered chap, tries to come to the rescue of somebody like Doug Ricebrow after the exchange. As Fogelman really nailing Ricebrow. I kind of wonder it might be an interference call. That's Ricebrow and Messier. There goes Fogelman into the penalty box. And meanwhile, Messier and Ricebrow are still talking things over. That's as far as that's gone. So after only 9 seconds of the penalty to Ray Jean-Houl, the 5-a-side situation is wiped out, and the Oilers are now 2 men short.
Well, that's one of the hardest checks I've seen all year long. Dougie Ricebrow really caught between Fogelman and the board. Looks like this could be the little bit of a setting for this whole game all night long. Of course, the Canadians realize how important it is to them. And here's a look at the play again. Bang, the elbow came up. You'll see it there, but he really caught Ricebrow.
Couldn't have called interference, I think, at the same time. So in the penalty box now, Hagman, he has 17 seconds left to serve. Houl has 1:51 to go, and Fogelman has now joined them, elbowing at 3:21.
So the Canadians with the advantage. Ruel making some changes. Gainey is on with Lafleur, Napier, and Robinson for the Oilers. Gretzky, Coffey, and Siltanen. Now the puck into the center ice area. It's cleared back into the Canadian zone. And Weir comes on. Takes over from Gretzky. 3 men for the Canadians, led by Gainey. In over the line. Now, Napier getting it back to Lafleur. He fired it. A mix-up with the little goalie. Flat in his stomach.
Well, Moog taking right off where he left off Thursday night in Montreal. A screen shot from the point. Bob Gainey not able to get a handle on it, or Napier, and Moog just covers it up. But boy, this guy's playing some great goaltending, Dick.
Game 341. Oh, the Canadians have outshot the Oilers 5-1. And there you see Moog playing in his 10th NHL game. Never mind the playoffs. Just number 10 overall. Mickey, there's no doubt the Canadians are down. I flew over them here last night. Traveled with them all year. They look like ordinary tourists on the airplane, of course. But I noticed that they're down. There's no doubt about it mentally. It's going to be tough.
And now they are at 5 aside. Face off to the right of Moog. In behind the net, Coffey, who has had an outstanding series. He looks that puck well. Into the center ice for Edmonton. It's knocked down at the line. Englund. Over it goes. Jarvis takes a look. Gainey is going in there. And he directed it in to goalie Moog. But he was alert with that stick. Now the Canadians in possession. Langway passed it. Curry. Right on the Jarvis' stick. He was being checked by Curry. And his shot was wide. Now the Canadians forced back into the center ice area. Here's Coffey rolling it into the corner for Gretzky. Gretzky bodies Langway. Poole has 42 seconds left and Fulton 49. Now Napier with that hit fake, kicking in on the right side. He centered it, but tied up was shut in front by Curry. Here's Langway playing it in front, and it went all the way to the corner. Canadians have had some fairly good pressure in this game. They've been shot by shot. He was way off the mark. Curry just missed that pass into the center ice area. It's back into Canadians territory, and turning is Englund. The pass goes to Robinson at the line. Robinson trying to shake off Anderson. Anderson stays with him. Here come the Oilers. Silverman is in on that right wing. He's cutting around the net. Trying to get it back to the line. There's the shot. Big shot. It's in front. And the Canadians now have the advantage. 3-on-1. Robinson over the line. 3-on-2. There's a shot by Robinson. He was wide with it. Vogelin is under the penalty box, so they are playing with a full complement. Offside.
Still no score. With the score, Montreal nothing, Edmonton nothing. This
at the Northlands Coliseum in Gretzky Land. Face off. Just outside the Edmonton line. There's no score in the hockey game. 14 minutes and 30 seconds the time remaining in the first period. Robinson rips that shot in on the left side. Bumped in the corner. Tremblay against Hicks. They mix it up in front of the net, and the Oilers into the center ice area. It's lobbed high in the air. He was upended inside the line, and the Oilers supporters and a part of the bench felt they should have been a penalty. Now at the line. SBA had difficulty picking up the pass. Finally, he cleared it in. Robinson ahead. Pompey lost it. Take it from him.
Well, another turnover in the Canadian zone cost them this time. Robinson throwing the puck around the boards and looked to come off the side of Lambert's skate right to the Edmonton player. Anderson, and there's a quick wrist shot by number 10 Hagman, and the Oilers on the board.
Now we saw it in Montreal, especially in game one. The Canadians in possession, and yet failing to clear the zone. The puck ends up in the net. Second shot of the game for Edmonton. They lead 1-0.
And before this game, most people said the team that gets the first goal, they will have a big leg up on the game. Well, we shall see what happens, but the Edmonton Oilers capitalizing very alertly, getting the goal, Hagman from Anderson.
Well, much to the delight of this gentleman, Peter Pocklington, the owner of the hockey club, the principal owner, the man who brought the Oilers and the Wonder Kid here to Edmonton. Another look at it, Mick.
Well, again, it's a cardinal sin to turn the puck over in your own zone. There you see Lambert trying to get it. The puck coming right to Hagman. A quick wrist shot on the short side. Sevigny really didn't have a chance to move on it.
Now Weir pumps the shot into the corner. Number 12, Hunter moving in. Lumley bumped Lafleur. Canadians at center. Mondeau rattles the shot off the leg of Lowe. Lumley bumping in the corner with Brian Engblom. Judd trying to center it. Judd cleared it. And an Oiler is there to pick it up as has been. Lumley was upended and injured on a check by Judd. And Lowe said something to Judd. Now Weir.
He really went down.
Langway having words. Lumley is on the ice. Went down heavily. I think that's number 20.
And he did go down heavily, Danny. Steve Shutt caught him with a hip check, and he went right up over top of his back and came down on the back of his head and neck there. A very dangerous-looking play. Boy, hopefully he's going to be all right, because he really hit the ice in a bad position.
Referee Ron Wicks was very quick to blow the whistle, and he landed on his right shoulder. Now, take a look at the right of your screen. You're going to see it here.
There's Steve Shutt stopping right there, and there's, see how he goes up and bang. Oh, he's caught with his legs right back to his, up near his chin in a real accordion-type position.
So a tough break right here for the Oilers' number 20, Dave Lumley, who's a former Canadiens farmhand. Has played 2 years here in Edmonton. Most likable kid you could meet around the hockey beat. From the time he first arrived in Montreal, I can recall his first game with the Canadiens, which he says still ranks as his biggest thrill in hockey, playing with the Canadiens for the first time when they brought him up from the Voyageur. No relation to Harry Lumley. I think I'm right in saying that. But he has not moved, Mickey. At least I'm sure they've told him not to move. The Edmonton trainer out there. So we switch now on tape to a goal in Toronto. The Islanders playing the Leafs, and Wayne Merrick has scored for New York. And there it is right there. Yuri Shra in goal again for Toronto tonight, and there you see it. 1-0. He started game 1. Bunny Larocque took over. Now, then it was Larocque in game 2. Sirah back tonight. And now they have asked for some medical aid for Lumley, who is still injured here in this game. So the Oilers, with a 1-0 lead, will take a break. Hockey Night in Canada will continue in just a moment.
Possibly they had the helmet on. It may not have happened, but nevertheless, very glad that he's all right.
Edmonton 1, Montreal no score. Exactly 13 minutes left in the opening period. Hagman has scored the goal from Anderson. There's a pass intercepted. Heaney coming in on the left side. Fires that one. He had a lot on that shot, but it was to the side where Mold was. He had no difficulty with it. In behind the net. Cleared up on the right side by LaRiviere. Curry is tied up by Gady. 3 Oilers come down to the line. They're over the line. There's a shot right on by Gretzky. That was a good shot because he kept it low. The Oilers are buzzing around. Now it's Gady. A pass on the right side. Jarvis is going in front of the net. The shot by Napier. It was off a stick wide. Gretzky giving it to Coffey. Coffey is going to pick up his own pass with Peter Canadian. Now Coffey turning at the point. He takes a look. Feeds it in there. And it went by Anderson and Langway. Langway knocked it to center. Up goes Aubrey Gandoul over on the left side into the penalty bench.
Mickey, in the games in Montreal, the Oilers did a great job of picking up the Canadian wingers. The boys were talking about this last night. They have trouble with teams to do that. Minnesota did exactly the same thing to them a year ago. They said when they went to Minnesota, they elected to do the same thing themselves, and rather than, change their forechecking a bit and pick up the wings right away.
Well, Dick, the Canadians usually come out of their own zone very, very well. They like to come up the middle. Of course, when the team is sending 2 checkers in, they can catch those 2 guys, and a lot of times end up with a 3-on-2 or a 2-on-1. But with the only 1 forechecker going in for Edmonton, they're not getting those wide open breaks up at the Oilers' zone.
It is Messier doing some good stick handling from the line. His pass intercepted. Gould had it knocked off his stick, and there's Anderson. He whips the pass ahead, and Robinson was up there. Canadians' defense moving up a sizable distance, but that time no one had touched the Robinson clearing pass, and it's called for icing.
1-0 here. Again, we take you to Toronto and videotape. This is Mike Bossy. What happens? Does he score? Yes.
Well, he only had 68 during the season, Dick. Not too many times that he shoots that he doesn't score. Well, the Leafs really in trouble, of course, trailing 2-0 coming into the game tonight. Now trailing 2-0 in the third game.
All the goals being scored this year. The record is 27, 8 and 19 in 2 consecutive seasons by Reggie Leach. I think that's going to be broken this year. Now, Conway down on the line. He took a swing at Hicks. In behind the net goes Messier. Messier playing it to the right wing board. Gentleman coming out over the line. Clearing it up for Messier. Messier is going in there. Couldn't get the pass. Pass came back to Messier, who was trying to get into position. Hagman took the lead pass and went to the corner. Now it's chopped over on the other side. There's a solid body check on Acton by Hicks. The Oilers are very rugged in their muscular approach to the game, and so is Robinson. Robinson doubled Anderson at the Canadiens line. Now Captain Savard coming down. Trying to set up shot. Down the ice it goes. Cleared up on the left side. And there's a penalty coming up.
Vogelin took a real two-hander in the center ice zone, and he was called. Live from the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton, the Stanley Cup playoffs. So at 9:29, Vogelin off for slashing, his second straight penalty. 1-0, the Oilers lead on the goal by Hagman from Anderson at 6:09.
Langley on one point. Ricard on the other. There's Coffey losing it. Fur didn't have it long, and it's cleared down the ice by Weir. For the Canadiens, we have a shut on with Montier and Lafleur. Ricard and Langley. There's a pass pushed by Lafleur. And that was the downfall often of the Canadiens in the games in Montreal. Their passing at times was atrocious. Now it's Lafleur clearing it into shot. Shot clears. He's taken in on the boards by Weir. Covering up is Hunter. LaRiviere moved into that area also. And the penalty, 1 minute and 24 seconds remaining. 9:55 the time to play in the opening period. 1-0 for Edmonton.
Well, the Oilers here tonight, I think, have taken right off from Thursday night. They've been banging the Canadiens every chance they get, and it's certainly got to take a lot out of a hockey club. And every time they turn around, there's a white sweater there taking a piece of them, and it really doesn't give you a lot of time to set your plays up. And I think that's why the Canadiens at times have looked rather weak in the mid-ice area with a lot of bad passes. But the Oilers, let's give them a lot of credit. They're staying right on top of the Montreal Canadiens.
Well, they are using the body very effectively to a large degree, more so than I've ever seen Edmonton do against Canadians, more so, Mick, than I've seen most teams doing.
I was just going to say, Dick, I don't think all season long I've seen a club take the body against the Canadiens like the Oilers have done in this series so far.
Well, that's just one facet of their absolutely sparkling hockey in this series so far.
For sure, Danny.
So what does the team do, Mick? Go back after them the same way?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think they've certainly got to stand their ground and not let them push them around. I think they've done that so far. Robinson illustrated he's going to get in there right away. But I think the Canadiens' forte is their skating, and they've got to just keep skating. And hopefully the referee is going to make some calls for them. They'll have a few chances on the power play.
And so the Oilers clear it out very quickly. Lafleur. He's around the net in the penalty boxes. Vogelin, 1:10 remaining. Canadians starting down into the center ice area. Napier over the shot. Here's shot. Getting it back to Robinson. Over on the other side to Lafleur. He takes the shot, and he hit Mondu with it. There it is. Shot down the ice. And often, Lafleur is not making the moves he used to make. Mickey?
No, he isn't, Danny. I was going to mention also, it's very important for the Canadians if they're going to get power play chances to try and capitalize, or it's not going to do them any good at all.
Cleared out over the line by Anderson. Now the Canadians trying it once again. It's flipped in there by Acton. Passed in front. In behind the net. Hicks giving it to Anderson. He's bodied. However, it's picked up by Hicks. Into the center ice area. Messier is cruising up on the right side. Messier goes to the corner. He would be content with a whistle if he can get one here. But he's not going to get it. 10 seconds left in the penalty, and here's Lafleur coming out over the line. Into the center ice area with Beatty along with Acton. Over over the line, back to Acton. Takes the shot, flips it wide to the side of the net. Anderson clearing it. The penalty has expired. Here's Hoagland with it. Hoagland shoots it back into Montreal territory. And there's a quick change now for both teams. Siltanen. Over to Gretzky. Gretzky's across the line. Back it goes. Callaghan and Crosby. And Crosby missed it. Canadians coming out. Lambert moving in. There's the shot. It's blocked. And the Riviere, after making that good block, he really took his man up. Lambert. But all the way down the ice to Savigny. Here come the Canadians at the line. Engblom is spotted by Callaghan. Now it's back to the line. Here's the Gretzky. Gretzky going in on goal. And it's knocked off his stick. It's centered right in front and cleared away. Here's Gretzky again. There's a shot over the top of the net from the stick of Curry. Great scoring opportunities for Edmonton. Now Coffey brings it back smartly on the right side. He's in over the line. Played it into the corner. In behind the net for the Canadians, and into the corner goes Langway. Ahead to Gainey, back to Langway. Into the center ice area. It's tipped toward the corner. Edmonton leading Montreal 1-0. Acton being tied up by Riviere. Gainey is digging away, trying to get it, but the play is stopped.
In Toronto, the Islanders are now opened up a 3-0 lead on the Maple Leafs. Hector Marini scoring their third goal on a pass from Ken Morrow.
Well, the Oilers again getting some good scoring chances. Gretzky and all alone between the two Montreal defensemen. They did a good job. They forced them to just lose the puck in front of Sevigny, but almost a 2-0 hockey game. Danny, the point I was trying to get to about the power plays and the Canadians' inability to capitalize. If they do not capitalize sometime very soon, if they keep getting these chances, of course the Oilers are going to keep running at them and they won't worry about taking the penalty. As a result, you're going to end up with that type of hockey game. But if they can go ahead and hit one, then the Oilers kind of have to back off a little bit and not take so much of the body.
Now Lafleur at the line with a shot. Here's Lafleur moving in, dropping it back to Robinson. Hoagland against Lafleur. Unger out to Weir. Weir is bodied in the center ice area by Mondeau. Here's Curry coming in over the line, took that shot. And that seemed to give Savigny some difficulty for Matt Bailey's drive angle. Edmonton shooting it in. Savard behind the net, forechecking Unger and Weir. Now the Canadians, Robinson ahead to Lafleur. Lafleur's pass. Shot doesn't hold it. Canadians definitely not sharp on that passing. Anderson trying to get in. Savard gives it to Mondeau. There's another bad pass. Now up on the right side. Anderson going to the corner. Anderson coming to back. The shot from the angle by Hagman. Now it's centered by Messier. Messier again. Fans on a centering pass. Savard into the center ice area is He shot it in. Hicks playing it up on the left side. So Hagman, who got the goal, almost had the second one. He hit the goal post. Engblom with a shot. Both had to do the split. Now it's Anderson coming back. Gainey went after him, and then Anderson swung at Gainey, and he didn't miss by very much. And that would have been a sad and ugly situation had that connected. There's Anderson going after Gainey again. Anderson bodying in the corner on Jarvis. Siltanen was in there. It was number 8. Siltanen, the little guy.
The Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton. We are now in Toronto via videotape, and I assume, this is the shot by Morrow. Marini in front of the net, number 29. Did he get his stick on it, or didn't he? They claim he did.
It's one of those kind you say, thank you very much, Dick. A little tip, he didn't even see it coming. Boy, when things are going bad for you, they really go bad for you.
They outscored the Leafs in that series now, Danny. I think that makes it 17-2.
So play resumes here, face off in the Edmonton zone. And Silverman put on quite a demonstration of how to use not a particularly big body, but a rugged body. He's a great little hockey player, number 8. Now Gretzky over on the right side. Cleared in by Le Riviere. In behind the net, slapped off the boards by Engblom. Canadians managed to get it to center. 4 minutes and 22 seconds, the time remaining in the opening period. It is 1-0. Now Jarvis over the line, a pass right on. An Oilers set. Here's Coffey in on the right side.
The kind of goal that the Canadians really can't afford to give up. A very innocent play, a simple wrist shot by Coffey, and Sevigny just didn't see the puck. He just missed it, went right between his legs and off his right pad, back into the net. The Oiler defenseman always in the play, and I guess if you don't shoot it at the net, it won't go in. And the Oilers certainly getting lots of opportunities at the net.
56. I don't know whether you can pick up that or not, but the ticket shipment went over the line. There's a shot! And Sevigny got his right leg on it. That was Anderson who took the shot. Canadians coming in. Who dumped it in front. Low around the net, playing it up on the left side. Tremblay couldn't get anywhere. Still sticking with his check low, and it's held against the boards. If I got a moment to mention that two of the most improved teams in all of hockey in recent times, Quebec and Edmonton, there's a little scuffle there. That doesn't mean a thing. Let's talk about this. They have emphasized the type of European hockey that the Stanley, Silton, and Curry have brought to these teams.
There's no doubt about it. They throw the puck around very well right here. I agree with you on the improvement, Danny. This hockey club has lost only once in its last 14 games. Just one loss in the last 12 regular season games. 2 wins in the playoffs. They hit the playoffs at exactly the right time. And they have just continued here tonight. Boy, it's even Steven in shots on goal, 8-8. Canadians have some good chances. But I still think Edmonton's dominated the period.
There's no question, Dick. Here's another look at it. You see, Sevigny wasn't screened on the play. Montreal defenseman legs wide apart. The shot came straight in. Just one of those goals. Very bad goal for the Canadians to give up.
I think that time could be 15:56. In any event, it was Coffey from Curry and Gretzky.
You know, Danny, to go along with you talking about Quebec and Edmonton, you know, the main thing I think about these two hockey clubs is they skate very, very well, and of course makes that passing very effective.
2-0, Edmonton over Montreal. There's Hunter up on the right side. Hunter is on the ice. Look at Robinson in on the board. Well, it gives you an idea of the way this team plays. Even Unger was bodying Robinson. There's Robinson going in there against Hicks. They chop out at the corner. Shot against Unger. Here's Mondeau playing it back. There was no one at the point. Down the ice goes Descartes. Descartes giving it to Robinson. Robinson ahead into the center ice area to shot. Shot. In on the line. Takes the shot. Hard shot. Rebound it. Oh, what a save that was by Moore on Lafleur. I'd like to get a look at that again. Lafleur drilled it from close in. Now it's Lafleur again, passing it over on the other side. Descartes clearing it through center. Now Descartes rolling it ahead for Risebrough. Lambert barging in there. Coffey got a piece of him. And Le Riviere takes over into the center ice area. Callaghan takes the shot, the rebound. Langway. Long right wing pass. Gainey will not pick that up. Coffey ahead to Gretzky on the other side. Goury in over the line. To Callaghan. Into the corner it goes. Gainey went flying toward number 18. Rise for the long bear going in. Fires it. And it was blocked by Moe. Gretzky on the right side. In over the line. Loses it. Lambert goes over to the left wing. The pass is off the leg. Curry in over the line. A neat play. Another play. And this time it's picked up and cleared down by Rysbrough. Low ahead to Fogle into Gretzky. He loses it at the line. Up on the left side. Poole is jammed under the play by Anderson. There it is at the line. There's a shot. And Moog makes another big save, this time on Trombley. He was in behind the defenseman. It was well out, but it was a blazing shot. So little Moog is still hot.
Well, he's made about 3 stops here in the last 3 or 4 minutes that have been tremendous. Here's the one on Lafleur comes off. A bad bounce off the back, and look at this. Lafleur just winds up and lets it fly. And Moog get the left pad and glove on it. Boy, that was a big stop. Well, he just stands in there, confident.
What a story this kid has been. They say he's the worst practice goaltender you could ever see. Won't stop a thing in practice, and that's one of the things that they say there really wasn't all that sure about him during the course of this year when he was here because of the injuries.
Well, I guess you don't win any games in practice, Dick.
Say as you practice, so you play. If that's the case, he's living example. Doesn't always work that way.
The Oilers are leading the Canadiens 2-0. It was by Robinson. So the goals in the hockey game have come from Hagman and Coffey. 44 seconds the time remaining. Canadians are shooting. Edmonton 12-9. But that's inconsequential in a sense. The important thing, the goals. Especially in a game when you're facing elimination as the Canadians are in this one tonight. Montreal, everybody out. Into the corner. Acton. And in there with him is Siltanen. And I think he has been outstanding in this series, number 8, Siltanen.
Ricky, the 2 goals have come as a result of Montreal mistakes. They gave up the puck when they had possession for the Hagman goal, and Sevigny bad goal in the second one, I thought. But...
Well, you could see his reaction after the puck went in. He knew that he'd missed the puck, and it's just one of those things which is unfortunate for them.
Backhand shot by Acton. That was a good setup from the point Robinson to Acton. Savard flipped it off a leg. Now it's at the Edmonton line. Held there. And we have 20 seconds remaining in the first period. And I guess they have the regular crowd of 17,707. Is that what it is, Dick?
We'll be thereabouts, I suppose. It is just jammed. We're going to get Pittsburgh leading St. Louis. 1-0 for Pittsburgh. That's game 3 in that series in Pittsburgh. They beat the Blues in St. Louis in game 2, and Keith Acton's drawn a penalty here as the result of all of that along the boards.
Is that delay of game?
I don't know what that's going to be.
I didn't see any indication of a penalty being called before the whistle sounded.
It'll be the first Edmonton chance at a power play.
Roughing is the charge.
Calgary and Chicago. That game in Chicago with the Flames leading in the series 2-0, and it's 1-1 first period.
Seconds left in this first period. 2-0. The Oilers leading the Canadiens. A long shot. 70 clears it down into the center ice area. Coffey passes it back to Gretzky. And this period will run out. And an appreciative Edmonton crowd giving the Oilers a big hand as they skate off at the end of the first period. Comment or two, Mickey?
I was going to ask Mick about the fact that this game has just picked up. The Canadians, to me, Mickey, don't have the intensity out there that they need in a situation when they're down. It's almost like a continuation of what happened in Montreal.
Dick, I really, you're right. They're not playing up to their capabilities, but I really think the Oilers are unnerving them. They're forechecking them, they're causing them to make mistakes and throw the puck away. As you notice, they're just unnerved that little bit extra that it's not going smooth for them. Everything, they're doing it all the hard way, and as a result, nothing's working for them.
So it's a 2-0 Oilers lead. At the end of one, Canadians outshot the Oilers 13-9.
Although the Montreal Canadiens outshot Edmonton 13-9, the all-important ingredient of the period is just above the shots on goal. You see there, goals. Hagman at 6:09 and Coffey at 15:54. Anderson assisted on Hagman's goal. Drury and Gretzky assisting on the Coffey goal. Okay, Dick and Mickey.
Well, teams on the ice, and if you want to go back to what the predictions were all about at the start of this playoff year, this one, of course, looming like a large upset, but Mickey in Toronto, no upset at all. They tell us that the Islanders are now ahead of Toronto 5-0. That's just either at the end of the first or early in the second period. And you have got to figure that this is a hockey team. They finished first overall. You know, they had a bit of a dip as the season wore on. Looked like they were going to run away with it. They did not. But they finished so strongly. And if you're going to talk about a favorite for the Stanley Cup right now, you can't. You don't go any farther than the Islanders.
I would have to say so, Dick. I think going into the preliminary round with the 16 teams, I really thought that Canadians had a shot at it. The Islanders, of course, being champions last year. St. Louis having such a great year. But, boy, there's a lot of upsets going on right now. And the Islanders, of course, really seem to be hitting their stride right now. And, boy, they're going to be tough to beat, especially if they get that tough goaltending like they did last year. And I think we're seeing a good example of what great goaltending can do here with Andy Moog with the Edmonton Oilers.
Well, they're filling the net behind the elite goaltenders, whoever it might be. And they certainly have run away with that series. So the Islanders very well could play Edmonton. If Pittsburgh beats St. Louis, they would play Pittsburgh. But they could end up playing these same Oilers if the Oilers go on and beat the Canadians. And they are in a commanding position to do that right now. There you see it in the second period. The Islanders ahead of Toronto 5-0 in Vancouver. The Buffalo Sabres, who won the first two games, leading 3-1. Chicago's now gone ahead of Calgary 2-1. No score. Second period at Quebec, Philadelphia, and the Nordiques. All right, Danny, second period underway.
And the Canadians are short-handed. Acton is in the penalty box. He has 1 minute and 35 seconds remaining. The puck is in the Canadian zone now. It's back into the center ice area. Here's Coffey. Back at his line. The Silverman ahead to Drury. Over the other side. Halligan dropping it back. Coffey clearing it in around the boards. He got caught up in 78 skates. Finally, it's at the line. Knocked down by Robinson. Robinson to LaFleur. LaFleur on the right side. Made the move one way. Couldn't get back to pick up the puck against Drury. Now behind the net. Leading the power play for Edmonton with that head fake. Halligan comes down. He's at the line. Over to Drury. In it goes. Halligan in the corner. Takes a look. Over to Silverman to the other side. And Risebrough picking it up for Montreal. Risebrough just clears it down the ice. And Acton has now 35 seconds remaining in his penalty. Here comes the Oilers led by Silverman. A pass at the line. Halligan going in, dropping it back, broken up by Jarvis. He tried to break out past Coffey, and Coffey swings back to center. Now Coffey over the line. Coffey still with it. Clearing it in there. Halligan gets all tied up, couldn't pick it up. And it's Langley. Ahead to Jarvis. Over the line. Low shot just wide. And now Acton is ready to vacate the penalty box. There's a shot from outside the line. Silverman took it. Canadians, they miss on that pass, probably intending it for Acton. Back it comes in over the Canadians' line. Messier dropping it. A shot by Hagman. Another shot from the other side by Messier. Puck is back into the center ice area. For Tremblay. Canadians experiencing all kinds of difficulty getting organized and getting cohesive attack going. They're being covered and knocked off the puck rather frequently. Now here's Tremblay around the net trying to get it inside. at the low. Back it goes to Robinson. A wicket. Oh, comes up with another big save.
From the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton, this is Stanley Cup 81.
Well, Andy Moog again coming out of that net, making a big stop on Robinson. You notice no Montreal Canadiens really got in front of the net. Rejan Houle trying to make an effort to get there, but just a hair too late. And Moog able to come out, put the big glove on it, and force the face-off.
Canadians, everybody out. It's 2-0 for the Oilers. 2 minutes and 38 seconds have gone by in this the second period. It's cleared into the center ice area. Cut sending Lafleur in on the left side. And the Canadians should lose tonight. They will, of course, be eliminated. And I understand the Don Cherry wants Lafleur and Robinson. I wonder how these players would react as we look at this particular gentleman. React to the Cherry overture.
This fellow's reacting to the Canadians situation by wearing a Canadian jacket and putting a bag over his head.
I guess that tells the story of frustration and disappointment, doesn't it?
The guy in New Orleans started something, didn't he, last year for the Saints?
He sure did.
Now here's Lafleur. Stumble, but it's on line. Lafleur passing it at back, pass again. Here's Silverman working down on the right side. Couldn't get by Robinson, who failed to clear it off the first time. Robinson has been chased by Weir. Robinson at center, in over the Edmonton line. Here's Robinson looking, and the pass goes off the skate. It's kept in by Mondu. Silverman cut right in front. Gets it over on the far side to Hunter. Now here's Lumley back in circulation. Had that stick above his shoulder, and the contact was made. Faced off in the center ice area.
Well, in the first period, Dave Lumley shaken up. He was knocked out briefly. That's the story we got. Cut on the back of the head, slightly, thank goodness. And he's a tough cookie, and he's back in action here in the second period. Billy Harris is back on the bench. He worked upstairs on the telephone system in Montreal, but now he joins Glenn Sather behind the bench for home games. Whereas Jacques Laperriere was back on the Montreal bench, and I don't think, no, he's not behind the bench tonight. It's Claude Ruel alone.
Several times we congratulated Sather for the way he prepared the Edmonton team. And, of course, with justification, we mentioned that, but we must add the name of Billy Harris. He played an enormous part in that preparation.
Stanley, there's Paul Coffey. Would you say when he scored that second goal, he got the Edmonton attack working?
Well, you have grounds for thinking about it that way. You brought it up. Let's get back to hockey. Now Langway at the line, clearing it ahead. Gainey couldn't touch it. And that's icing against Montreal. 16:03 the time remaining in the second period. 2-0 for Edmonton.
Nicky, I told you, a dozen years working beside this gentleman, I have never been able to top him yet. I keep trying and trying.
All I can do is sit here and watch it. There's no way I can compete with that. Oh, well.
Now the Oilers. Everybody out. Messier, Hagner, Anderson for Montreal. Napier, Riseborough, and Gainey. From the face-off, Gainey gets it over to Langway. Langway up on the side. Napier to Riseborough. Hitting that Edmonton line. In for Napier. He's coming right in front. Gainey's got it wide. Now Canadians trying to keep it in. They can. That was a pretty fair combination. Gainey, Napier, and Riseborough. Down they come. Here's Anderson. Anderson setting it right in. And it went through the lip of the crease. Gainey streaking back. Down on the left side. Over the line. There's the shot. Cole got his right arm on it. Anderson bumped his man rather solidly. That's Riseborough. And Anderson is not a big fellow, but he surprises me the way he hits. Face off. To the right of Mulcair, it'll be Callaghan, Gretzky, and Curry. We anglicized that name with permission. It should be Curry, but it's too tough to get it out on play-by-play. So it's Curry. Now here's Savard, clearing it in. Curry picks it up at the line. Good pass there over the line. Callaghan has it. There's the shot. Now going in. Olivia pumps that one without plenty on it. Now Robinson trying to clear it out. Canadian, 6 attackers. Here's Ray Jambo stepping in with Savard. And the penalty is called.
This is Hockey Night in Canada from the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton. Brett Callaghan in the penalty box at 5:22. Hooking is the call. Mick, the Canadians better get their act together scoring-wise. Through 4 periods now, they have just 1 goal.
And their power play not been very effective at all. Here you see the penalty coming up. Actually, I think the stick just got caught under Acton's skates, and down he went. But Canadians are going to have to get their power play going.
They almost broke in, led by Mondu, then they lost it in. It was shot down the ice by the Oilers. Robinson, Lafleur, Cromley, Lambert, Mondu. Good forechecking there by number 12. That's Hunter. He's up front with Clear. Now into the so that's Curry that's on there, number 17. It's dropped, and it's out over the line. Now Robinson into the center ice area. Lambert, better right-hand shot. There's Hicks along the boards. Robinson centering it. Here's Lafleur getting set. He's firing. Robinson couldn't hold it in. So again, Lafleur was set up rather well. Couldn't beat Mogai. Here's Lafleur struggling to shake off Dossier. It's broken up at center by Lowe. Canadians turning from the line. A puck goes off Mondu. Silverton is turning in the corner against shot. Langway trying to keep it in. In over the line. Anderson and the Canadians wheel by. Napier across the line. Shot is going in front. And the pass went behind him. Silverton clears it down the ice. 27 seconds the time remaining in the penalty. Canadians raise their at the line. Here's Chavez right goes getting it. And a scintillating effort by Gomez.
Wayne Gretzky deserves credit on this play because he was the one coming back on the play as Jarvis threw it across the Ricebrow. Watch Gretzky coming in behind. He seems to be the one that knocked Ricebrow off the puck, and he never got the shot away, really, Nick. The puck was play there.
Gretzky did a good job of tying him up, and he really wasn't able to get his stick on the puck. As a result, I think it just hit the side of his leg and laid right in the crease, and Moog just smothered it. But good job of back-checking by Gretzky.
Boy, wide open hockey with both teams. The Oilers killing the penalty, and the Canadians having some chances. 18 seconds left. As Andy Moog continues to be the big story right here.
Moog, I'm taking that accolade away from him. I'm going to give it to Gretzky.
Yeah.
Here's a look at the save Moog made on Lafleur. Boy, he was in good shape out there. 25, 30 feet in the slot area.
Okay, we'll give it to him on Lafleur. Now the puck into the center ice area. Up it goes. Gainey playing it back to Engblom. Langway working in there. The penalty has expired. Here come the Oilers. Over on the right side. Callaghan going in and a called on the offside.
Well, there's Brett Callaghan wearing the shield to protect his eye. He suffered a serious eye injury last season, and it flared up on him again this year. But he had a great return. He played in 55 games when he got back and ended up with 60 points. 25 goals, 35 assists, and 2 goals in the opening game of this series, including the empty netter.
You know, Dick, in the last couple of years, there has been, I think, a lot of eye injuries, and a lot of the guys now are wearing the mask even after the injury has cleared up. I know Stackhouse in Pittsburgh and a few other fellows are just keeping them on. I think it's a good idea.
Shots on goal is 16-12 in favor of Montreal. But it is 2-0 in the hockey game. The Oilers leading. Now Robinson. Headmans it. Jarvis over the other side. Broken up quickly. Silverton at the line. Over on the far wing. He was bodied by Gainey. Here's Gretzky going in. Takes the shot. Have it in there. Callaghan Callaghan in the corner, losing it to Savard. Gainey passed it out, and it's corralled by Coffey. In they come. Here's Gretzky on the basket.
Gretzky passes the puck so well and so often. He fakes the pass. Stephanie, looking that he was going to pass the puck, stayed right there, and Gretzky just made a quick little move onto his forehand, and bingo, he's got a wide open net.
Incredible. That's his first goal of the series. He had an assist earlier tonight. Callaghan and Coffey assisting him at 8:15. It makes it 3-0. He has Savard totally mesmerized here. Savard just posts. And look at this.
Savard kind of laid back looking for Gretzky to backhand the puck, and he just pulled it right into his feet and tucked it into the wide open net.
A spectacular goal by Gretzky. And it is 3-0 for Edmonton. There's Montour, backfired by Hunter. Puck is slid in. Lumley moving in from around the net. The Canadians led by Englund, Lafleur, and Montour and shot. They're in over the line. Englund goes ready to go. He scores! Englund! And the Canadians come back. Beautiful goal there.
Well, that's the first neat play the Canadians have come up with, and Engblom, who had just 3 goals all season, is the trigger man with Lafleur setting him up.
Well, a good example of the given goal. Lafleur kind of standing still at the blue line. Brian Engblom, a good individual effort. Got the legs moving right from behind his own net. Gave it to Lafleur, jumped back into the hole, got it back, and walked in and made it a 3-1 hockey game.
Well, the Canadians still trail by 2. But we'll see what this does. They need something desperately.
Oh, great individual effort here by Brian Engblom, all the way from behind his own net.
11 minutes and 6 seconds of time now remaining in the second period. So we had 2 rather spectacular goals coming very quickly. A gilt-edged effort by Gretzky, and that man there with the puck. Engblom on an conscious play with Lafleur. It is Mason.
With the score, Edmonton 3, Montreal 1. This is Stanley Cup 81. It was Gretzky at 8:15 from Callaghan and Coffey, Engblom from Lafleur and Sevigny at 8:49. Gretzky Lafleur's first point of the series.
That kind of tells you the way things have been going for the Canadians when Lafleur can only get 1 assist in better part of 3 hockey games. Such a great job the Oilers have been doing on him, specifically Mr. Hunter.
Now the play is on again. In behind the net. Messier partially sandwiched by Karen and Sevigny. Now out over the line. It's down on the right side with Ackman. Doesn't control it, and Folkland clears it. Messier. He hits Hagman with it. Back to Messier. In over the line. And it's swept away by Picard in the nick of time. From behind the net is Hagman. Right over the top of backhand. That was a beautiful setup to Anderson. He fired it high to the short side. Messier. This line is passing the puck very well. Canadians. Now back it down on the left side. After swings to the other side. The Oilers. Back at center. Gainey cleared it in outside.
Well, the Oilers again with some good pressure on Sevigny and the Canadians. Just amazing. The Oilers, I don't know if they've made a bad pass in this series. Everything they do has been perfect, right to a T.
Well, Sevigny seems to be going down and diving out Nick a lot. See, here's another
he's down against you.
There.
Anderson gets that puck on the stick. It's a 4-1 hockey game. Yeah. Fortunately, it slipped off and into the corner.
Falling down a lot.
Engblom feeds it up for Napier. Garage shot. He lets go a long turn with backhand shot. Now LaRiviere to Callaghan. Callaghan getting set to center it. Back it goes. Coffey takes the shot. Here's Callaghan. The Gretzky. And it was tipped in front by Curry. Now Callaghan rolls over the center. Gretzky that went through the crease area. Now Gainey coming up on that left side. And it is called from the face-off. Hicks got it over to Siltanen. Back to Hicks, who slaps it into the corner. That's Lumley going in there. Lumley has it. They've been hanging around so dangerously so often in that crease area for the Canadians. The Oilers put it. Now it's Siltanen coming down. In over the line. There's a pass broken up at the line by Montu. Back to Siltanen on the other side. Slashing, I don't know.
Live from the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton, the Stanley Cup playoffs. Well, you have Guy Lafleur in the penalty box and Dave Lumley. Lafleur for high sticking, Lumley for interference.
Well, Lafleur a little bit upset, Dick. I think Hunter ran him in the boards pretty good just moments earlier down in the Canadian zone, and I think he may have thought that was Hunter coming again, and this time it was Lumley.
11:27 the time of the two penalties to Lafleur and Lumley. Now it's Messier bearing it into the corner, moving in as number 9 Anderson. The puck in the corner, back out over the line. And it is low back there. He's being watched by Napier. Messier. He's being trailed by Uhl. Now Anderson. He's going to get some skating room. No, not too much. However, he carries on. Coming down to the line. There's a pass to Messier. Canadians breaking it up. It's Napier down on the right side. Uhl over on the other side. However, it's shot in front. There's Uhl going after it now. He tried to lay the body on Anderson, and Uhl went down. Now it's Vogelin. Vogelin hits the line and dumps it delicately into the corner, and that's the signal for a wholesale change by the Oilers. Edmonton leading Montreal 3-1. The Oilers with Gretzky, who got that outstanding goal, the third goal for the Oilers. Now the Riviere clearing it in. In the penalties, 43 seconds remaining. Big Robinson is going to make a rush. Down on the right side. He hits the Edmonton line. Robinson into the corner. Robinson around the net. Getting to the other front. And that nullifies an outstanding rush and a setup. Call interference. And it's going to go against the Montreal Canadiens, Bob Gainey.
Mick, you said something earlier on about that sort of shows how things are going for the Canadians, whatever that was the first period. Here's another example here in the second.
It's a strange penalty. I don't think anybody in the building saw it. Everybody watching Larry Robinson make that rush going in behind the Oiler net, but Gainey apparently grabbed a hold of the Oiler defenseman in front of the net there. You'll have a look at it right there. He kind of gives LaRiviere a shove, and down he goes, and the interference call.
It comes with 32 seconds left in the penalties to Lafleur and Lumley.
Zone advantage for the Oilers. Here's Gretzky coming down. He has it. He's upended by Longway. And the fans here thought there should have been a penalty. Should there have been a penalty, Mickey Redmond?
I don't think they are not wrong in this case. I think there could have been a penalty call very easily on that play. Gretzky, again with those young legs, he just tried to blow by Langway, and Langway hauled him down, but no penalty.
Take a look at that game in Toronto. It was 5-0 for the Islanders. It's now 6-1. This is the 6th New York goal. Bossy setting up Trottier. Boy, are they hot. Oh. So that Vive has scored for the Leafs. They're in the second period.
Now there are a half dozen seconds left in the penalties to Lafleur and Lumley. Here come the Oilers. Drop pass over for Gretzky. Fakes the shot. And rolls from there. And 70. He's got so many moves. He's like a Neil. You don't know what way he's going.
Look at that previous play where Gretzky was hauled down. That started when Langway lost the puck. And it went down. into the Montreal zone. And I can't recall the last time I've seen the Canadians mishandle the puck the way that they have been doing in this almost this entire series.
I think it just shows their frustration. They're unnerved. We've mentioned that a half dozen times already, but that's just the way it goes. It's like a hot potato out there. The passes are off. They're not crisp. They're not clean. The puck is bouncing the other direction. They're just not hitting the sticks, and as a result, that's the kind of result that you get. And Gretzky, of course, saw the advantage. And the one thing the Canadians were always very good at was taking advantage of other teams' mistakes. And the Oilers have done a fantastic job of taking advantage of the Canadians' mistakes here in the first 2 2/3 games.
They're playing the European style of hockey. They're always in motion. They're crisscrossing. They don't dump it in. They carry it in.
Well, that's the thing they're doing. The Canadians, we've noticed, are dumping the puck in all the time, even on their power play. But the Oilers, as I mentioned, Danny, the skating ability, and they are using it, makes that style very much more effective, and, of course, the good pass.
Here's an example. Anderson bringing it in, goes to the corners. Robinson took his man in on the board. Now it goes to Uhl. He got clear of it. Down goes Rysbrough. Silverman handing it off to him. He plays it into the center ice area. 7 minutes. Going toward the corner. Robinson over on the right side. Here's Ray-Jan Uhl. Long lob shot.
Yeah, that didn't miss by much.
Playing it over on the far side. Now there's a right wing pass for Gretzky. Gretzky is on the ice again. Now in he goes to the corner along with Lagway. Gretzky gets it. Hagman behind the net. Who's going to come up with it? Finally, Englund. Fleur on the left side of Jarvis. Well, Fleur's shooting it. And that goes off the leg. It went off Lowe's leg. Lowe now has it. Gives it to Fogelman. 5 minutes left in the second period. This will be icing.
This Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton.
On the face-off, Le Riviere. Behind the net, forechecking number 6, that's Mondu. 3-1, the Oilers leading the Canadians in the second period. Here's Weir. Over the line. To the other side. Hockey shoots it. Loose in front. Canadian laying it out. Here's Shutt. Shutt over the line. Hurt. Shot. Now Shutt is going to get it after he had given Lowe a lot of trouble with the initial shot.
Is that the break the Canadians will need to get them going again? 3-2 the score now.
Well, a break it was, Dick. I'll tell you, it's a real funny goal. Steve Shutt just took a swipe at the puck in midair. Moog had made the original save, and it was flying into the corner. Shutt just took a swipe at it, and Andy Moog really no time to get back in position. But a goal they probably shouldn't have scored, but a big goal for the Canadians puts them right back in the hockey game.
Unassisted Shutt at 15:33.
Now the Oilers coming back. Hunter takes Mondu in on the board. It's a close one again, 3-2, the one goal separating them. And some indication just after that play started, when the score was 3-2, that they may start to use the body again.
Well, I guess you might say that goal kind of makes up for the second goal the Canadians give up, a bad goal by 70, and it really hurt the club at the time going down 2-0. But that's the breaks for the hockey game, the way it goes, and I suppose the first break the Canadians have had in this series, actually.
Oilers were ahead 3-0 in the second period. It's now 3-2, 4:02 remaining.
Here's Robinson ahead. So that's called on the offside. They face off in the center ice area. 3:56 to go in the second period. 3-2, Edmonton.
Well, anytime I get Dick in the series so far, anytime the Canadians have done anything or gotten any breaks at all, the Oilers have had the knack of coming right back and striking very quickly, and as a result have stayed ahead.
So the crowd urging them, go Oilers, go. They start down on the right side. And another offside. And the play consequently slowing down with the frequency of these offside whistles. Shots on goal are 19-15. Montreal leading in that department. So we have Gainey on along with Acton. Over on the far side, Conway, Messier, Hagman, and Anderson. This has been a strong line, both ways, for the Oilers. Broken up by the Canadians. Coming back is Acton over on the right side. Conway overskated and Acton cleared it in. Here's Gainey at the side. In the side of the net. Here's Gainey again over to Robinson, who hopped over his stick to Bird, shooting it. And that was just right out in front. And Anderson clearing it. And the Canadians putting pressure on the Oilers for one of the infrequent times in the game.
He's at Gainey and Acton again. That's Keith Acton. Boy, every time he's on the ice, something's happening. He's either drawing a penalty against the other team. There's Gainey. A good check in the corner, although he ended up going down. But you're right, Danny. Some good pressure. Shot by Savard, a very dangerous shot, although it was over the net. I don't know that Andy Moog saw it.
It was a hard shot.
I think if any of the Canadians is trying to set the pattern for the tone for the Montreal team, it's Gainey. He has been the one guy who's been using his body the way a lot of the Oilers have been using theirs.
Robinson and Savard up in over the Edmonton line. And we're going to have Messier and Acton waved out of there. And they have words before they leave. It'll be Hagman against Gainey. So the situation getting a bit tense. There's a shot from the face-off, wide by Gainey. Along the board. Canadians keeping it in, back to Robinson. He fired it in. Hoagland clearing it ahead. Here's Anderson reaching for it. Tremblay hopped over him and then ran into Fogelin. And the play is stopped exactly 3 minutes. The time remaining. Gainey and Lowe, Kevin Lowe started to change.
I think it was Lowe and Gainey down the corner. The replay we saw just a moment ago. Gainey giving a pretty good body check and then falling down. So Lowe taking exception to that.
I think it's 3-2. I think it's right to say the next goal is important, but I think from a Montreal standpoint, they don't want to let the Oilers score again. If nothing else happens through the last 3 minutes of this period, they want to keep it a one-goal hockey game.
No question about it, Dick. As I mentioned it just a moment ago, of course, the Oilers in Montreal just came back every time the Canadians did something, and they came right back and did it themselves and really kept the Canadians off guard. We're going to have a couple of penalties called.
Tremblay and who was it? Anderson, after the fact, when all of that seemed to have come to an end, had a bit of a collision, so now they are both going off. And they better get there in a hurry, or which might give them more than just 2. Shots on goal, the Canadians have had 19. The Oilers have had 15, which means that in this period, Montreal with 6. And the Oilers with 6, so it's even so far.
I think the Oilers, Dick, have really had the better of the play even here in this second period. But I think when the Canadians got down 3-0, and Brian Engblom on the first Canadians goal made a super individual effort, since that point in time, I think the Canadians have had the better scoring chances. And, of course, since the second goal, they really seem to have a lot more life right now than they've had in the whole hockey game, maybe the whole series so far.
Tremblay roughing. High sticking to Anderson. Came at exactly 17th minute mark. It's cleared by Langway. Definitely had to be very alert. Langway almost scored. Now it's centered in from the net. Tossed into the defenseman is way down there. He has scored 1 goal. Here's Gould coming out. He was stopped there. Riviere playing it back in for checking his weir. Canadians starting out. Engblom, who has rushed that puck rather well for the Canadians tonight, is trying it again. This time, no cohesion on the attack. It's offside.
Yeah, pretty good downfield interference there on LaFleur. That's a good play. Well, it happens all the time.
It is, Dick. It's Hunter, of course, used LaFleur. Guy was cutting up. He cut into the middle. He didn't want to go offside, and Hunter very smartly got him off balance and put him offside as the Canadians were carrying the puck in. But a very smart play by Hunter.
Saw that stat for LaFleur.
You might get a look. You see LaFleur in the middle of your screen here cutting across. Hunter just got the left foot up, and that, of course, caused the offside.
Edmonton 3, Montreal 2. Into the final 2 minutes and 12 seconds in the second period. Canadians break up the Oilers. It's back. Engblom to Langway. Langway gives it to Lafleur. Lafleur over the line. Shoots it. Bolt had to be very quick there. Now it's Weir doubling it over on the left side. Coming down is Hunter. He's over the line. Hunter having difficulty against Engblom. It should be handled at the Robinson. Robinson had the shot. Shot starting out. Engblom with the moving out. Broken up by the Oilers. Gretzky is back on the ice. He controls that puck so much when he's on the ice. Now it picks on the left wing. Jacked into the boards by Robinson.
27 seconds remaining in the penalty. 1:27 left in the second period. 3-2, Edmonton leading Montreal. I'm Dick Earl along with Danny Gallivan, Mickey Redmond, and John Wells here at the Northlands Coliseum. They have never seen the home team win a playoff game in this building. They were eliminated last year, talking about NHL playoffs, they were eliminated last year by Philadelphia in 3 straight. Game 3 went into overtime. I think it was double overtime before they finally...
26 minutes and 13 seconds, I think, and Lindsman scored. Well, right now, it's 3-2. Edmonton in front. They led 3-0 at one time. The Canadians have come back. And it moved within to 1 goal. Now it's Napier. Napier. He's going right in on goal. He shoots.
Give it in a breakaway. There you'll see what happens at center ice. Mark Napier, the last man back for the Canadian, right there. And Wayne Gretzky, a free ticket all the way in on Sevigny. The deke to the forehand, and bingo, 4-2 Edmonton.
Well, we talked about it, Mick. A goal at the end of the period.
Now here's Napier going in, fakes the shot, tries to get in front, he gets in front. Takes the shot. Didn't get much on it, and he was wide. It's 4-2 for Edmonton. Canadians go to the attack, but the Oilers bring it to the line. Then finally they fire it down the ice. Well, who's going to come up with a new adjective to describe this guy, Gretzky? He is just a phenomenal hockey talent.
And as the saying goes, nobody feels worse about it right now than Mark Napier. That was just a straight giveaway. I think we talked about the mishandling of the puck on the part of the Canadians. It's been going on throughout a lot of this series, and here we look at it again.
Well, this was just a prime example of it. This was almost like Steve Shutt the other night in Montreal in his breakaway. Went to deke and lost the puck, and there you see Gretzky going in with a deke. But this kid is one thing, Danny, the one big thing that I notice about him. He is a great individual for capitalizing on the mistakes, and he really takes advantage. Boy, he doesn't miss too often.
And the flair and the flurry that he finishes off these plays. He doesn't wind up as if he's going to put the puck through the end of the ring. He does it with finesse. Now Langway shooting it in. In behind the net. Here's Steve Shutt going after it. Jammed into the boards by Fogelman. Langway barges in, couldn't pick it up. We're ahead for Lumley. Finally, he rolled it down on the right side. A dozen seconds remaining in the second period. Here's Shutt in on the left side. Rising shot. Now it's bobbing down the ice. That's going to be the end of the second period. And again, a standing ovation for the Oilers. They have captivated the imagination of Edmontonians with this great display against the Canadians. Mickey Redmond.
Well, the city just alive with Oiler fever since we've come in here yesterday, and it's certainly exemplified here tonight at the Coliseum. Right now, a very big plus for the Oilers being here at home and having such a vocal crowd. And, of course, the Oilers ahead, 4-2.
Shots on goal in that period, 7-6, and the 7th shot for the Oilers was the goal by Gretzky. And so the score at the end of the second period, the Edmonton Oilers 4, the Montreal Canadiens 2.
Okay, John, before we get over to Dick and Mickey, I just want to run down the scoring in this game for Edmonton, Hagman, Coffey, Gretzky, and Gretzky again. Engblom and Shutt scoring for the Montreal Canadiens. 4-2 Edmonton. And this could be the final period of the year for the Montreal Canadiens unless they can get at least 2 goals to force a tie and then overtime. what will happen?
Well, the Oilers getting a big ovation now as they come onto the ice. And Mickey and I had talked about it with 3 minutes to go, and we ended up delaying the game with the penalties to Anderson and Tremblay. And we talked about the fact that it's the Canadians who were playing better. I'm talking to Bruce McGregor, an assistant coach here in Edmonton, and he said that he thought that second goal scored by the Canadians had cost the Oilers their momentum. He said it was almost like they lost it almost after the first Montreal goal. We talked about the fact the Canadians had to try to keep it a one-goal hockey game. They couldn't do it.
No question about it, Dick. We mentioned it that the Oilers, throughout this series in all 3 games, every time the Canadians have done anything and got something going, got a goal or something, the Oilers have come right back and responded very quickly and turned it the other way and taken the momentum back away from the Canadians. I don't think there's any question that Montreal had its best 10 minutes of the series in the, I'd say, in the middle part of that second period and really had it going. Now we'll have to wait and see what happens again. They're down by 2 again, but... of course, I guess a lot of people just waiting for them to start breaking out, but the Oilers just keep putting that pressure on them and preventing it from happening.
Well, you can see what Claude Joel is thinking right here as they line up to start this period. He's got Pierre Mondu on right wing with Lafleur at center. Now, it's usually the other way around, although maybe that's just for the face-off, but Hunter's out there. Shut on the left side. All right, 1 period to go for the Canadians this season. We'll see. Danny?
Okay, Dick, and to the Canadians line. Savard over to Robinson. Robinson clearing it down on the right wing. It's slashed down over the line by Hicks. So it'll be a question of Montreal going all out offensively. The Oilers jumping it over the opportunity presents itself. Take advantage of any openings that the Canadians may present them with. And that vulnerability could backtrack and backfire on the Canadians. But there's no sense waiting until next year, is there? It's flashed in from the right side. Now, Hicks lost at the Savard. Lafleur over the shot, 2-on-1. Over the Mondu. Going to get a goal. Fire again. Rebound cleared after Moog had made the save. He just stood there. But the important thing with the little goaltender, Andy Moog, he came out and cut down that angle, and he took Mondu all the way. Now the Canadians trying it again. Shot headman to Tremblay. Tremblay over the line, swings it in front. It's cleared. Now Tremblay shooting it. That would have been off the net. But Moog got it. Now up on the left side. Englund getting it over to Tremblay. Messier going down, Sevigny clearing it. Now Englund takes over. Englund is upended by Anderson. Tremblay ahead on the left side. Ringe, shooting it. That was a blistering blast, but it was off the target. A spirited effort in the early minutes of this period by the Canadians. Here's Tremblay at center, and it goes through to the crease and into the corner. Puck in the center ice area. On the board. Messier comes off the board, back in his own zone, cleared it up. It's rolled in over the line. There's Gretzky. He had taken the Anderson pass. It's in behind the net. And Englund. The Oilers completing their changes while the play goes on. Drury is on there. It's chopped over the glass by Moog.
From the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton, this is Stanley Cup 81. Well, in Quebec, the Nordiques are fighting to stay alive, and they've now gone ahead of Philadelphia 2-0 in the third period at the Coliseum.
Canadians, everybody up for the face-off. Now Coffey to the other side. Robinson is going to keep it in. From the other corner, Coffey. Gretzky takes the pass. Gretzky, the save. Sevigny was coming up. That fake pass, and then Gretzky slid it in there. Here's Beatty coming in, and he ripped that shot off the stick of Le Riviere, and it's over the glass.
Right now, we'd like to welcome the viewers in the Southern Ontario region to our telecast of the Montreal Canadiens Edmonton Oilers game. My name is Dick Irvin. I'm with John Wells, Danny Gallivan, and Mickey Redmond. The teams have played 2.5 minutes in the third period, and the Edmonton Oilers are leading the Montreal Canadiens 4-2. Hagman, Coffey, and Wayne Gretzky with 2 goals, scoring for Edmonton, Brian Engblom, and Steve Shutt, scoring for Montreal.
Canadians tottering on the brink of elimination. Fighting back here, trying to tie it up. But they're up against a tough, well-disciplined, well-coordinated hockey team led by that fellow there, Gretzky, over to Callaghan. Callaghan shooting it off the air above 70. Gretzky's been outstanding again tonight. Those of you who have just joined us, he has 2 goals and an assist. One of the very spectacular variety. There's a shot. Gretzky was there. Hit centered. Gobbled up by Robinson. Robinson to the right side. Hands it out to Napier. Back to Robinson. Jab under the plate. Right over the air. Into the corner they go. And they get a whistle for a face-off to the left of the little guy, Little Mo, I call him.
Danny, if you want to go back in history, and you like to do that at playoff time, the Canadians on the brink right here. The last time they were swept in a series, that they did not win at least one game in a playoff round, the finals of 1952. They lost 4 straight to Detroit. Since then, they have always managed to win at least one game in a playoff round, and except for last year, they have always played best of 7 rounds. They have never since then either lost the first 3 games of a series. So this is something new for the organization for a while anyway.
Hicks goes in there, picks it up. He's being chased by shot into the corner. Siltanen moves away. There's Lafleur. It's a centering pass, and the Oilers go down on the right side. Lovely over the line. Broken up. Englund swept it down. And 3 minutes and 40 seconds have gone by in the third period. 4-2 for Edmonton. They race out at center. Silverman clearing it in there. Here's Lovely. It's knocked away. Englund. Over on the far side of the left wing is shot. He has it. Offside is Englund.
Tonight's Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton. Again, a word to our Southern Ontario viewers. If there's scoring action or something significant in that Toronto Islanders game, you will see it. But right now, we feel this is the major story in the NHL right now. Canadians trailing 4-2, third period.
Now it's Anderson. A backhand long shot. Tremblay over on the other side. Good move on. Hull over to Austin. He's passing for Hull. And Hull has vacated that left wing. He was trailing in behind Akron. He was actually going in. He passes back. Well, Jackson is passing a bit too much. He may have been able to have a shot there. Down the ice it goes. Canadians are down by 2 goals, 4-2 for Edmonton. There's Coffey. And it was off Hull's stick. Here's Messier clearing it down into Canadians territory. Back there is Langway forechecking Anderson along with Hagman. Hagman got the first goal of this hockey game. Coffey has 1. Gretzky. He has 2. Shot of Englund for Montreal. Callaghan blasted Englund behind the net. Buzzing around are the Oilers. Canadians clear it out, and it's down the ice. Back for it. Coffey, he plays it up to Curry with Callaghan. Gretzky's on the other side to Curry. Back it goes. Weisbrod clearing it behind the net for Robinson. Robinson starting out. Here's the native of Metcalf, Ontario. Clearing it in there. He jammed off the puck from behind the net. Gainey. Bump for Riviere. Puck is cleared by Callaghan down the ice. Gretzky is out for Savard. Gretzky falling and Captain Savard into the center ice area. Napier blasts one high and wide. Hicks around the net for Edmonton. Up on the left side off Hunter's stick. This could be icing if Savard touches it before Hunter. It is icing.
This is Hockey Night in Canada from the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton.
13 minutes and 53 seconds. The time remaining in regulation, a 2-goal differential. Edmonton 4, Montreal 2. Lafleur is trying to get a deuce. He couldn't. Now they fight for it on the board. Silverman from the side of the net. He's played outstanding hockey, number 8. Little fellow. The power on the Edmonton blue line. There he is now. Clearing it ahead. Hunter has it. Back it goes. Over the line is Lumley with Hicks. Lumley drops it back to Hicks. In for Lumley. Lumley picks it up. And there's a penalty coming up to Langway.
With the score, Edmonton 4, Montreal 2. This is Stanley Cup 81.
Well, Rod Langway caught hooking Lumley here deep in the Canadian zone. Very bad time for a penalty for the Canadians. There's the hook. Lumley going down. The Oilers were able to score here in this power play, almost would seal the fate of the Montreal Canadiens.
Coffey shooting it in toward the corner. A lot of dollars here. I know there's one over there. Big is in, but we like our little thin. I guess that's Sittleman.
Risto.
Risto has been very popular here in Edmonton. Now behind the net, Coffey. Gretzky's moving up on one wing, Curry on the other. Now it's back on the left side. Jarvis looking into it. Gretzky gets back there and takes over. Now he drops it into the center ice area. In on the line. There's pass over in front. Back it comes. Coffey playing it in along the board. Halligan into the corner to Curry. Back it comes to Coffey. Now back over the board. Coffey takes it. Great there by 70. Oh, that deflection came right in. Now the Oilers starting back on the left side. Coffey comes to center, clearing it in. Back comes the line. Blistering shot from the line. Silverman took that shot, a rising shot, and the play is stopped. 17 and 35 on the scoreboard. 17 is the number for Langway and 35 the remaining seconds in his penalty. Lowe's number 4, Vogel and number 2, they're out of your picture. They're on the point. Gainey struggling with Anderson. Into the corner goes Tavares. Tavares clearing it on the boards. Jarvis plays it into the center ice area. Lowe back to the line to Vogelin. Vogelin up on the right wing to center. Messier to Hagman. Back it comes. Falling inside the line was Anderson. The Oilers keep it in. Passed in front of the net and it's gobbled up by Gainey. Now the penalty has expired. A shot by Vogelin is off the stick over the glass.
Hockey Night in Canada will continue in just a moment. Can wrap up their first ever playoff victory, Daddy, if they hang on and beat the Blackhawks tonight in Chicago.
Now it is Coffey flicking it in there. In this period, it is true, as Mickey's pointed out, the Oilers have done a lot of shooting from center. Now Robinson clearing it in there. Gretzky is upended inside the line. There's a shot! A blazing blast over the top of the net from the stick of Ray-Jean Houle. And of course, the Oilers fans feeling a penalty should have been called. And Gretzky is upended. There's the shot off the leg. It's picked up. Curry ahead to Halligan over to Gretzky. Gretzky going in, firing it. And a big save by 70.
Now the Gretzky goal at 18:56 in the second period has put a damper the Canadians a bit, Mickey. They just haven't had those close-in chances. Edmonton's got them. Here we see it now. Gretzky up the ice, 70 with the save.
Well, again, you see a good example of the Oilers moving the puck very quickly, hard, clean, crisp passing. And Gretzky again, and all alone, he used his left winger as a decoy. The Montreal defenseman had to stay between them and left him all alone with Sevigny. A big save there by Sevigny. If the Canadians are to have a chance to get back in it, that was a stop right there with 9:56 to go in the game.
Oilers, everybody up. Lumley tipped it back. And it's out over the line, low. Laying it to Lumley, Weir, and Hunter. That is the line for Edmonton, the Canadians, with Rysbrod, Gainey, and Lafleur. Ices. And Montreal going with all kinds of permutations and combinations by their coach, Ruel. They've got to try and get something that will become productive, and there is the coach. He realizes the lateness of the hour. I'm talking about his position in hockey. It's only 8:30 Edmonton time. But he knows how late it is in this hockey season for the Canadians. And in the game, 9:35 in regulation, Canadians have to get that productivity to the point where they can get 2 goals to tie it up. It's not going to be easy, because this is a well-trained, well-coached, highly efficient Edmonton team. Rysbrod, to Lafleur. Now Engblom ahead to Lafleur, to Rysbrod, over the line, and shot in there. Now Gainey on the boards is bodied by Lumley and Russell to the ice. Weir also went down.
Live from the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton, the Stanley Cup playoff.
9 minutes and 3 seconds. That's the time remaining in the third period. Back to Savard. Picked up by Hicks. Here's Anderson ahead to Messier, cutting it on goal. And blocking it on the short side in the final analysis in a routine fashion with Saturday. Here's Messier over to Anderson. Anderson getting big save there by Saturday. Then he knocks down a floater from the left wing. Robinson picking his way out. Comes to center. Clearing it in. Now on the boards. Great play for it. Messier. A neat pass to Hagman with Anderson, who has it. Anderson cuts. It's into the corner. Engblom held in on the board. Again. And he couldn't make contact with that hard pass to the corner. Shot. Gives it to Robinson. Here's Gretzky. Things happen when he's out there. The Oilers clearing it in. They move in there with Cowligan and Gretzky. Up-ended was Acton. Here's Rajango cutting. Curry is in there. It's rolled down on the right side, and this time the Oilers are going to be called for icing. It's 4-2 for Edmonton.
They've got most of your people covered. They can get back and set up, and they've done a great job of taking a piece of every Montreal Canadian that's been around the front of Andy Moog and in the corners, and as a result, not too many chances for the Canadians.
Face off to the left of Andy Moog, and it finally winds up on the other side. Puck in the center ice area. Engblom clearing it in on the right side. Here's Acton. Acton around the net, getting set to center it. Ray Jambu, now it's Acton again. He sent it right over in front. Handing it off to the feet of Tremblay. Curry dropping it back to Cowligan. He tried to center it in front. Now the puck out over the line, rolled back in there. Canadian Tremblay couldn't handle it cleanly. It's lost Gretzky into the corner, and the Oilers are making changes. Out over the line comes Langley ahead to Gainey. He speeds down to the line, and Lumley puts it back into the center ice area. Savard dropping out the line. Got away from Weir. Savard not going very far, but controls the puck. Gives it to Robinson to Lafleur, who is pushed off the puck by Kovalek. Here come the Oilers. Got in there by Hunter. Robinson goes to the far side. Gainey starts to rough up the action with Fogelin, and the puck was gloved, so the play is stopped.
This Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton.
Face off just inside the Edmonton line. Edmonton leading 4-2 over Montreal. 5 minutes and 45 seconds at the time remaining in regulation time. Engblom clearing it ahead. It's broken up by Hicks. Hagman passing it back to Messier. He could not get it away from Engblom. Engblom leading a 4-man Canadiens attack. Engblom shooting it into the corner, digging in there diligently, was shot, but he couldn't come up. Here's Messier. Messier coming in against Langley. Now it came with an off the stick of Xavier, and it ends up over the glass for a face-off in the Canadian zone.
Good defensive play by Rod Langley. I think Messier is the most improved player in the Oilers from what I've seen from the season till now in the playoffs.
Well, he's really been skating well in this series, Dick. Of course, Montreal now starting to put everybody. Everywhere you go, they're talking hockey.
Well, it's a great city, but I don't know if the Canadians exactly enjoy visiting here. They played 4 times here prior to tonight, 1 win and 3 losses. Now we get some pushing and shoving at the face-off circle. Ricebrow involved from a Montreal standpoint. I don't know who he's upset at, but they are gathered around, as you can see. Game here where Hunter scored with 2 seconds left back in December. And the 9-1 Edmonton win in late January. And here they are ahead 4-2 with 4:26 left. In regulation time, as the Canadians face elimination a little bit closer.
So, we are ready for the resumption. Langley shooting. Moog got that right arm up, and it went over the glass. He has just outstanding reflex action, Mickey Redmond.
That was a great shot by Langley right off the faceoff. Good work by the centerman Ricebrow. There you see the shot. That puck was almost by Moog before I think he couldn't quite see it through the maze of players coming at him, but he has made a number of stops in the 3 games such as that to keep the Canadians off the board. He's really frustrated the Canadians.
Well, the Islanders advance to the quarterfinals. They have eliminated the Maple Leafs 6-1 tonight, final score.
Canadians, everybody out. Now from the corner, it is Fogelin working his way into the center ice area. Over the line, Hunter in there. But here's Engblom, one of the better of the Canadian performers tonight. Over the line, back it goes. And it's cleared down the ice into Canadian territory. 3 minutes and 55 seconds remaining. There's a lead pass. Ricebrow. Over it goes the shot. He couldn't get anywhere.
Again, we welcome our viewers in the Toronto area. Big story unfolding here. 3:40 left in the game. Regulation time, and the Oilers lead the Canadians 4-2. Danny Galvin.
Now Langley. He hits Mondeau with it. Mondeau wanting to go for the shot. And it's blocked back by Moog. So the time remaining 3 minutes and 29 seconds. And this huge crowd of over 17,000 in that anticipatory mood, they think that the Oilers are about to eliminate the Canadians in 3 games. There you're going to see that save.
Andy Moog's father was a goaltender on the Penticton Bees in 1955 when they won the World Championship. Billy Warwick is at the game tonight, one of the legendary Warwick brothers from that era.
I was chatting with Ed Mio, the injured goaltender of the Edmonton Oilers after the second period, talking about young Moog coming into play, and he said, hey, all the better for the hockey club. You know, Mio's going to be back probably if they go on to another series, and he said if he can do the job, more power to him.
That was right on. Dick, apropos to what you were talking about earlier, if the Canadians should lose tonight, and they're losing right now, and if they are eliminated, that would be the most ignominious setback for a Montreal Canadiens hockey team since what 1952, I think.
Last time they were swept in the series when they failed to win at least one game.
And this coming in the wake of getting knocked out by Minnesota last year. But the sting of defeat was born last year more admirably because of Bertles around. Here's a break for Edmonton. Over the Messier goal. On the offside.
Drank it in behind him, Mickey.
Well, Anderson couldn't quite catch up with the puck, unfortunately. And Messier, of course, was streaking down. He just dragged it over, just not more than a couple of inches behind the linesman right there to make the call. You couldn't hear the whistle, of course, for the crowd.
Mark Messier turned 20 in January, just a few days before Wayne Gretzky turned 20. And yet, despite his tender years, he is now in his third season as a pro hockey player. From the Edmonton area, and you start to see traces of smiles now on the Oiler bench as they lead 4-2, 2:59 to go.
Now Canadians with action couldn't get that shot away against La Riviere. Up it goes to Gretzky. He cleared it into the center ice area. Along the board by Callaghan. Not only have they outplayed the Canadians on the ice, but at times, Mickey Redmond, this team has been very physical, Edmonton.
They've been physical with the Montreal Canadiens, Danny, since minute one of the series, and I really think it's taken its toll on Montreal. They've taken their body every time they've had a chance, and as a result, it's really paid off for them. The defenseman Dick mentioned earlier, really taking the Canadians out in their own zone, even in forechecking, the Oilers have been taking the body, and I think it's really paid off for them.
Well, Keith Atkins has played very hard for the Canadians tonight. He's been in evidence every time he's been out on the ice. He didn't start the first game. He wasn't in uniform for the first game.
Dick, we mentioned earlier, I don't think that I've seen a team hit the Canadians like the Oilers have done for 3 straight games.
Scoreless, the Canadians come back with some goals very quickly. They only have 2.5 minutes remaining in their season. That's the time left in regulation time of the Canadians. Now behind 4-2, Gretzky laying it in there. The strategy here, of course, by this line out for the Oilers. Curry, Gretzky, and Callaghan get that puck in there, forecheck the Canadians, neutralize them before they can get that speed into operation. And, of course, Edmonton has done that brilliantly in this series. Now the Canadians losing it. Coffey rolls to the center. Here's Robinson bumping across the line. Doesn't get very far. Gretzky is called on the offside. 1 minute and 50 seconds remaining. 4-2, Edmonton.
And the fans now start to appreciate the situation on the time clock. This place was just wild. They had a massive turnout to greet the Oilers when they came in from Montreal yesterday out at the airport. And, of course, they've done a good job. But the key goal in the hockey game, without a doubt, after the Canadians started to take the play away from Edmonton in the second period, they were down 3-0, made it 3-2. Gretzky scoring on a breakaway with 1:04 left in the second period. And there is the owner of the team, principal owner Peter Pocklington.
To dream the impossible dream. They may realize it. Take the Canadians 3 straight. Lafleur hammers it in off the right side. In there goes Vogelin. Into the corner. Laid back up on the right side by Lowe. Weir has it. Down they come. Here's Hunter. In over the line. Dropping it back. Got it wide. Lafleur dashing down on the right side. Lafleur over the line. Chest couldn't get the shot away. It was Hunter. Hunter did an excellent job. Down the ice it goes. Edmonton called for icing. I would think that before another season comes around, there would be a major shake-up for the Canadians, the magnitude of which could surprise a lot of people. They're going wild here.
Well, they're screaming, Danny, of course, with the goaltender coming out of the Montreal net. These people with Gretzky having 2 goals want to see him out there, of course, to try and complete the hat trick. Canadians have called a timeout here with 1:14 left in the game. Sevigny will be out of the net. They'll go with 6 skaters.
Well, quite a spot for these fellows in the Canadians uniforms. They were never ahead, Mickey, in this series. At any time.
That's the amazing thing, Dick, that the Canadians really have never been ahead. But the only thing I can say after seeing these 3 hockey games, that the Oilers just have not allowed them to get really any momentum going. We mentioned before, every time the Canadians got something going, boy, the Oilers were right there to bang. They took another goal or got something going again and took the momentum away.
We now welcome viewers in the Vancouver area. Minute 14 left here in Edmonton. Oilers 4, Montreal 2.
Canadians with 6 attackers. Now the puck is loose. Here's the center. It throws on it. It's blocked. Rysbrough playing it on a stick. And it's cleared in by Shuck. 1 minute remaining. For the third for Edmonton. And the supporters of the Oilers sense that the jig is up. That they have won their series. In the unimagined sweep of 3 games, unimagined in the minds of most people. Now down the ice to forward. Prepared hockey team of the Canadians, and they have come up beautifully, and they have captured the hearts of the hockey people of Edmonton as no other team has in recent times.
Well, if we get a shot of Andy Moog down in the net, the players all going back, giving him the high five. This youngster very excited. He's had a tremendous series. This place just going crazy. Lumley getting the goal, Dick. I believe I couldn't even hear for the noise.
1923, if you're keeping score. Low on the assist. 5-2.
So we're into the final half minute of this hockey game, 5-2 for Edmonton. And the Canadians, if they have tee-off times on Monday, will be available for golf. 17 seconds left. Now they go back into the Edmonton zone for the face-off. Acton, I think, tonight has been the best forward for the Canadians. Engblom has played a strong game, too. Now here they come. Here's Gretzky getting a break in on goal. Getting shot. The most phenomenal hockey player in the world has just scored another spectacular goal. That is his third of the night.
Well, that's a pretty nice icing on the cake for the Edmonton fans, I tell you.
Just amazing, Dick, how this youngster, at his tender age of 20 years old, has learned to hang on to the puck the way he does, draws everybody away from the action, and bingo. And this crowd, of course, reacting not maybe so much to the 6th goal, but the 3rd goal and the completion of the hat trick for Gretzky.
The Oilers mobbing their goalie. They win it 6-2. They sweep the series from the 3rd place Canadians. The Oilers finish in 14th place.
And so we have the traditional post-game handshake at the conclusion of a playoff series. As the Montreal Canadiens line up to congratulate the Oilers. And Mickey, this wasn't the kind of a series when you could say, well, it's an upset because everything went their way. They got all the breaks, what have you. The Canadians tried. They were telling me yesterday, we're skating. We're just not skating in the right places at the right time. Guy Lafleur congratulating the Oilers. Full value to Edmonton for the victory. And really, it was full value from the first 5 minutes of the first
the old saying that you make your own breaks, and that's exactly what the Oilers did. They made things happen their way from minute one of this series. And the Canadians outshot them. They had 40-some shots in the second game. Couldn't beat Andy Moog, and the Oilers out a winner. So I think full credit have to go to the Oilers and their coaching staff for a great job.
Well, there he is. You expect big things from Gretzky, but there's a good look at the unsung hero. And what a hero he has been, goaltender Andy Moog. This is Stanley Cup 81 from the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton.
Back in a moment, right after this important grog.
Well done, Smee. You've infiltrated the Mr. Submarine shop.
I am setting diversionary explosives.
Just find the secret sauce, Smee.
I am now making a delectable hot roast beef for me and an assorted cold cuts for you.
Smee, the secret sauce.
Squeezing secret sauce out.
Smee, that's it. Now just